XRP is ripping thanks to Jerome Powell putting September rate cuts back in play, back on the table. Bitcoin pushing higher, everything looking phenomenal across the board. We were live today for 5+ hours, guys. It was insane. Ethereum is getting close to all-time highs, but I want to dive into XRP, what the chart is telling us, and give you guys a bunch of updates around the market. If you guys are here for the XRP talk, let me know. Drop XRP in the comments. Let's see how many XRPs in the comments we can get. Also, let's try to run this baby up. Let's get 1,000 likes on this video. The market is storming into the weekend. This whole week looked bleak, looked bad, looked terrible. And all of a sudden, rate cuts back on play, back on the table, and the markets are pumping. This is the Bitcoin 5-minute chart from when we got the news today. We were down here at $111,000, guys. $111,600. We're currently at $116,700. Look at that. Constant, constantly always got to be checked into these markets, man. It's crazy. Now, meanwhile, the dollar, take a look at this. Meanwhile, look what the dollar did on the 5 minutes today. Fell off a cliff. Look at this. This is the DXY. When Jerome Powell was speaking, that's what the dollar did today. Anytime the dollar comes down like this, guys, it's brilliant for XRP. It's brilliant for the markets. Risk on assets turning up as the dollar turns down. XRP, taking a look here, guys. A nice, steady, and slow grow upwards. We got a huge momentum up on the 5-minute here. Take a look at this. This is just today. Okay, here in the last 6 hours. We've seen a 10% boom in the price of XRP. That's big for a market cap as big as XRP's is. You know, all things considered, that's a huge move upwards from 281. From 281 all the way up to 308 currently. We did pop up to 309, almost 310 not too long ago. But we're watching here on the 5-minute chart. Things are looking pretty solid across the board. Ethereum price getting close to hitting an all-time high, just 1 to 2% away from that happening. We're over 4,800, guys, on Ethereum's price. And this is good for altcoins across the board. Even if you're not into Ethereum or you don't like Ethereum, you just like XRP, you want to see that big green candle like that. That is brilliant for the rest of altcoins. It's partly why we're seeing big pumps in XRP, why we're seeing big pumps in Solana. We've got great gains across the board. Arbitrum, ETH Classic pumping, Morpho. Look at this. SPX, Athena, Aerodrome Finance, the biggest DEX on Base, which is attached to the Ethereum ecosystem, Lido DAO, ETH. Here's Uniswap, Ethereum name service. They're all up today, and we're continuing to see some great headway in the markets. Now, we also have some other news to get into related to XRP. So how about this news story? XRP on the verge of an $11.8 billion stablecoin integration that may change it all. What's this about? Well, Athena's USDE has climbed past 11.7 billion in supply, a number that puts it shoulder to shoulder with the biggest dollar-pegged coins out there. And while that alone would be enough, what really stands out this week is the green light from Athena's risk committee that XRP now fits the profile to be brought in as collateral. In other words, the token that for years was imagined as the rails for banks might end up finding its large-scale use in the dollar system, holding up one of the biggest stablecoins out there. Athena Labs put this out. Other assets are approved under the new framework. XRP and Hype meet all thresholds. Candidates for onboarding shortly. So this is huge. No surprise it's XRP. Carries a market value now of well over 166 billion. Let's see what it is right now. It's definitely bigger than that because that was earlier. 183 billion. Sitting here up 5+% on the day. So that was some big news that came out today. And then an XRP transfer worth over 100 million reveals Ripple's roots. What's this about? Well, a transfer worth 100 million just went through the XRP ledger. The transfer moved 35 million XRP in a way that points back to Ripple rather than a private holder. So one wallet pushing coins to another. However, the following trail reveals it was more complex, according to XRP wallets. Ripple to Ripple for ODL, ETPs, trust, and other investments. Ripple often moves tokens this way when reshuffling reserves, positioning liquidity for corridors, or fulfilling obligations linked to institutional clients. We know that Ripple has been on the move and acquiring different companies too, and I don't think they're done. So we'll keep our eyes on this and see if this leads to something. But from a market structure standpoint, things are looking really good with rate cuts back on the table. The excitement around crypto is back as well, thanks to Jerome Powell. Not saying that he's going to cut rates for sure, but a much better picture painted today than Wednesday, that's for sure. And XRP community, mark your calendar for this. Ripple CTO David Schwartz announcing some big updates coming to the XRP ledger. So this is a technical thing. The hub is meant to play a role. It's designed to help XRP ledger nodes stay connected. So we are looking for Schwartz to give us more insight. He did not give a launch date, but the main point of this update is that the next round of XRPL improvements is already being tested. If the results keep going the way they are, this hub might slip seamlessly into the live infrastructure that powers the network. So we talked about this too, how Swift has tapped XRP with direct Swift Ripple link. This is huge as well. There's been connections not only with Ripple, but HBAR and Chainlink as well. And a crucial factor behind this interoperability that Ripple has is ISO 22. The fact that it's the global standard for financial messaging. Ripple's one of the foremost payment institutions to already adopt this standard. They're ready to go. And by aligning with ISO 22, RippleNet ensures compatibility with traditional networks like Swift and newer blockchain-based systems, reducing fragmentation and paving the way for APIs and distributed ledger technology in order to support real-time settlement and improved cross-border efficiency. And one expert says XRP will surprise everyone, as 401ks could pump trillions into XRP ETFs. This would be huge, and I'm really hoping that XRP ETFs get approved coming up here in October at all these deadlines, and I'm hoping we have the Clarity Act pushed through before this news breaks. But this was another top headline here, and some big policy changes with 401ks. Obviously, we spoke about that. Paul Barron highlighted how this could mark a turning point for assets like XRP. Barron explained that everyday investors might soon get earlier exposure to the fast-growing companies through their retirement accounts. Trillions could flow into XRP ETFs. There's a lot of pent-up demand there. I think for a lot of different assets, XRP certainly one of them as well. So if you guys want to stay up to tune on what's going on in the markets, the moves I'm making, make sure you guys sign up for the free newsletter. If you really want to level up your game, check out my software, XT Algo. 30-day free trial run because you have a 30-day money-back guarantee. Try it risk-free for the first 30 days. The proof is in the pudding. This thing will alert you when the best times to get in and out of cryptos are. So check out all those links down below. Appreciate you all for watching, and we'll see you guys in the next video.